Libra Zodiac sign. Libra Horoscope element. Air color, pink, green. Quality, cardinal day, Friday ruler. Venus. Greatest overall compatibility, Aries, Sagittarius. Lucky numbers, 4, 6, 13, 15, 24. Date range, September 23rd to October 22nd. Libra. September 23rd to October 22nd. Libra traits. Strengths: cooperative, diplomatic, gracious, fair-minded. Social weaknesses: indecisive, avoids confrontations, will carry a grudge, self-pity. Libra likes harmony, gentleness, sharing with others. The outdoors. Libra dislikes violence, injustice, loudmouths, conformity. People born under the sign of Libra are peaceful, fair, and they hate being alone. Partnership is very important for them, as their mirror and someone giving them the ability to be the mirror themselves. These individuals are fascinated by balance and symmetry. They are in a constant chase for justice and equality, realizing through life that the only thing that should be truly important to themselves in their own inner core of personality. This is someone ready to do nearly anything to avoid conflict, keeping the peace whenever possible. The sign of Libra is an air sign, set between Gemini and Aquarius, giving these individuals constant mental stimuli, strong intellect and a keen mind. They will be inspired by good books, insurmountable discussions and people who have a lot to say. Each Libra representative has to be careful when talking to other people, for when they are forced to decide about something that is coming their way, or to choose sides, they suddenly realize that they might be in the wrong place and surrounded by wrong people. No partner should make them forget that they have their own opinion. Planet ruling the sign of Libra is Venus, making these people great lovers but also fond of expensive, material things. Their lives need to be enriched by music, art, and beautiful places they get a chance to visit. Libra. The measure of our souls. The shortest myth of them all seems to present a good analogy to the shortest constellation in the sky. You might even say that it is non-existent, presented by the pliers of Scorpio. Libra is one dot of balance in the sea of different extremes, manifested only through the 15th degree of this magnificent sign, an object among animals and people. There is something awfully insecure about Libra, as if they were unsure which plate to burden next, aware that things pass and teach us to be careful around other people. Whatever we do in our lifetimes only serves to point the way for our souls towards that higher power, to finally measure our existence, telling us where we went wrong or what we did right. Libras unconsciously teach us that true liberation hides in lightness. Libra love and sex. Finding a compatible partner will be the main priority in the life of people born with their sun in Libra. Once they start a romantic relationship, maintaining peace and harmony become the most important thing and their primary goal. Their charming personality and their dedication to each relationship makes their compatibility with others satisfying, but that fallen sun they have to heal often creates trouble in their emotional world. Libra is the sign of marriage, making its representatives open for traditional pathways of love. Even though the element of air gives them a lot of flexibility, they will still feel the strong pull towards tradition, and the desires will eventually turn to love put on paper, well organized and serving a purpose to create a certain image for the outer world. In a way, each Libra is in search of a partner who has the ability to set clear boundaries, as if expecting to be protected by them but without their pride being endangered in the process. This is a sign deeply connected to sexuality. For Scorpio rises where it ends. They search for deep, meaningful relationship, and although they don't have trouble relating with people they aren't really close to, the only true satisfaction in their love life comes from complete surrender of body and soul. It is the gravity of Libra to share their entire life with someone, with a challenge to be independent and aware of their core personality at the same time. When a Libra has made up their mind on being with someone, they have already chosen well, but it will help to know what stands in their way of achieving happiness or pushes them forwards. Matching signs and widgets below. Libra friends and family. Friends. Libra representatives are highly social and put their friends in the limelight, but sometimes raise their expectation bars too high, and choose friendships that make them feel superior to the person standing in front of them. Their nature makes them indecisive, which is why they might show a lack of. Still, this won't make them any less invested in their relationships when someone else takes the baton and shows interest in them. Tactful and calm, they can communicate through any problem if they want to, and will often help others understand the other side of their personal conflicts and trouble with other people. Family. Born into a family that gave them a certain weakness of the sun, Libra can often transfer guilt between family members without even being aware of doing so. In constant search for harmony, these individuals have a tendency to agree with their parents and siblings only to avoid conflict, being the one to pull back when a challenge comes their way. They need to nurture their personality and often turn to solitude only to discover their own point of view among many. If they are well built and worked on their inner sense of power, they discover ease in being a good parent and role model, ready to share everything they know with their children. Libra career and money. For each Libra, the key to a happy life is in a fine balance, meaning they will not commit to work without setting apart enough time for their private life and their loved ones, and if they do, they will feel like they need to set free from it. They can be loved leaders even though they sometimes lack the initiative needed to organize people who work for them, and will work hard to deserve privileges that come their way. In search for truth and justice, they are good lawyers and judges, and can also be successful as diplomats, designers and composers if they have nurtured their artistic side from childhood. They will work well in a group, and can be convincing and gifted speakers. Financial aspect of their lives is often under control, which probably wouldn't be the case if they had an easier time deciding what they want to buy. As soon as they start questioning their financial choices, chances are they won't even spend any money at all, simply because it was hard to make a decision of any kind. They balance between saving and spending pretty well, and even though they enjoy fashion and fine clothes, they rarely let their desires for spending get the best of them. How to attract the Libra man. Libra men appreciate all that is beautiful and search for a partner to inspire them with their appearance. This might sound superficial, but the fact is they need mental and visual stimuli to make decision processes easier and push them into a serious relationship to begin with. Once they have decided to be with someone, they usually make serious, long-term bonds, enduring with ease through the hard times knowing they have already made the perfect choice to begin with. A Libra man wants to discuss everything with his partner, from daily matters to big shared endeavors in life. This is a man in search for a partner with strength of will and confidence, someone to guide the way when he feels lost or insecure. Once he finds the right person, he will do anything to make them happy, turning their attention solely to their partner and often forgetting himself in the process. This man is deeply romantic in his core and in search for true love to last him a lifetime. How to attract the Libra woman. To seduce a Libra woman, one has to be a good conversationalist and listener. She enjoys being taught about new things and enjoys talking about herself and her personal interests, just as much as she likes sinking deep into her partner's life. She is charming, intelligent, and finds solutions to problems that arise along the way with certain ease. Her partner needs to keep her interested and on her toes at first, making her question her own initiative and choices, while also straightforward and surprising enough. Being ruled by Venus, a Libra woman has a natural tendency to have certain mood swings, but this won't make her any less just in her ways. Once she falls in love and shares a home with a partner, she will take care of them, make them look good, and keep their social life organized and well adjusted to social norms they live in. Libra man in love. When a Libra man falls in love, he will see the subject of his affection as a person he is going to marry. He can be quite dependent on feeling attractive and loved, but you will know he loves you when he starts talking about marriage. This can happen at the beginning of a relationship, and a Libra man can move too fast, scaring his partner away with expectations that seem unreal. This is a consequence of the air element of Libra that gives this man speed and intent, with a need to follow his ideas through. The incredible thing about him is his ability to rush into love and marriage, even though his sign exalts Saturn and we would expect him to slow down and wait for the right moment. Someone would say that he wouldn't take things that lightly, but the fact is he can't waste his time on relationships with no future or depth. He simply thinks it is best to know where he stands right away. Libra man's sexuality. Libra man can be one of the best lovers of the zodiac, if only his sun is not too damaged. Ruled by Venus, he cares about his partner's pleasure, and truly loves the creative satisfaction behind the act. In case a Libra man has a truly damaged sun, he can be incredibly selfish and incapable of forming an intimate relationship. The biggest problem arises when he relies too hard on Saturn, being too formal, strict, cold or stiff. This can even lead to impotence and other problems with expressing his sexuality in a healthy way. Libra man in relationships with a bruised ego. A Libra man can act like a little, insulted child. It takes a lot of effort and lucky family circumstances in his life for him to be aware that not everything is a personal insult intended to hurt him. Whatever the situation in the insult department, this is a man who will stay in a relationship for a long time if he decides to be with someone. He will not give up at the first sight of difficulty, and he will trust his feelings without a doubt. In most situations he will remain calm and try to show a just way to resolve any issue in his partner's life or their relationship. When he obsessively gives in, thinking he found the love of his life, there is a great chance he will put too much focus on his partner, lacking the ability to turn to himself and build his own life. Can you trust your Libra man? This is a man who can be trusted. Sometimes, he is not your regular unmovable character that will never cheat. In his search for oneness he can change quite a few partners, some of them coinciding in time. The additional problem to trust for a Libra man is his low self-esteem, making him question every decision he has to make. He will sometimes give up on his principles just to get confirmation of his attractiveness and his ability to win someone's heart. However, if he truly decides he wants to be with you exclusively, he will never break his promise of fidelity, for as long as he is given the image of a perfect love he signed up for. Dating Libra men: he is gallant, tactful, well-dressed and even better behaved, and of course, in most cases, he chooses a partner that is the exact opposite. This can be a problem if he starts telling you how to dress or behave, because this only speaks of his way to feed his bruised ego. No partner wants to be in this position with a Libra man. With clearly set boundaries and enough respect, he will take you to fancy places, art galleries, theater and occasions where you need to dress up. He likes to create a certain image, and the best way to date him is to show an understanding for his need to show your love to the rest of the world. He will want to be looked at, cherished, caressed and touched in public, even though he might have a problem showing his own affection among other people. Understanding Libra men: Libra man is not easy to understand. His role in the world is to find general balance, and you have to see how tough an assignment this is. He has to judge, show us the weight of our souls and give in to absolute justice. Too much responsibility makes him incredibly indecisive, for he understands what many of us don't: his responsibility for each decision he makes and the set of consequences that might follow. His ego is bruised and his priorities seem to be shuffled, while he might be lost on his own character and wishes, just out of a need to please others. In order to find peace, this man needs to break all his dependencies, be able to be alone, and leave any image or an opinion people might have about him without fear. He needs to become aware of who he is without the influence of others. Libra man likes and dislikes: he may seem like an insulted child, unaware of anyone else's feelings on one hand, and fully aware of the world and the way to reach balance in another. He can be disrespectful in the most ridiculous, passive way, sometimes unrecognizable to the person he dates, but he can also show an incredible understanding for his loved ones if he forms a strong emotional bond. How to choose it for your Libra man: he will probably want something expensive. Even if he doesn't seem like a material type, a set of fancy headphones, an expensive professional camera or shoes that you'd never buy at that price, will make him feel valued and proud. He always wants something that looks fancy, with simple lines and an even boringly moderate shape and set of colors. So go for beige, gray or black and white if you aren't certain of his preferences. Some moderate green might come in handy too. The perfect gift for him needs to fit his size and his mind. It needs to stimulate his intellect or be truly beautiful and tasteful. It doesn't have to be practical at all, for as long as it inspires him through beauty or real creativity.